Hello, hello, happy Friday everybody. It's Stephanie again and we're back in my sewing room. It's time for Friday sews. A little bit of life, a little bit of sewing, whatever pops up. We're here to chat. Are you ready? Are you in? So if you are, let's begin with a little bit of sewing. I want to make like a confession. I'm going to confess to you. I wasn't going to show you this sweater. I thought that's wrong. I show you the things I'm happy with, and I need to show you this that I'm not happy with. So last Friday sews, I think it was, where I showed my cardigan binge. I just wanted to make a cardigan, and I made one from a pattern, and I didn't like it. Like the reversible sweater, I just don't like it. I don't know if it's because it's reversible and I don't like the gray and the black. I don't know, but I didn't like the shape of it. I didn't like it. So I decided to make it up. Some of you asked me, what pattern did I use? I didn't use a pattern. I kind of feel like if you've been sewing for a while, you probably have a lot of patterns and you probably know what works and what doesn't. Once something fits you, it can be the start of lots of things. A t-shirt that fits you, a dress that fits you, those pieces can be a lot of things. So what I did is I pulled down my paper roll I have right up here on the wall, and I'll show you a picture of that. It's a big roll of paper, pattern cutting paper that I got from Waywack. So I pulled out a big piece of fabric, I pulled out a big piece of paper and I laid it on my table. I thought I wanted my cardi to kind of have a curve to it. I have a couple of sweatery cardigans that have a curve to it, and they're super cute and I love them. They're like my favorites. There's kind of just two shapes I would like. One is very straight and one has got a little curve to it. So I thought, you know what's curvy is my hoodie hugs. So I laid my hoodie hugs front and back down on a piece of pattern paper, and I just drew it a little big because, you know, maybe adding a little, like an inch, because it's a cardigan, it's going to go over clothes. So I didn't want it to be, you know, whatever. So that was my start. I knew I wanted to do the bell sleeve. I had no idea what to do here, and that is what I don't like about this. I had no idea what to do. I have a cardigan that I love that zips up. It's kind of sporty, has a hood, and so I thought I would do a zipper on this one. So let me tell you, let me just show you what I do like and what I don't like about this cardigan. Okay? So here's my original try-it, my cardi. It has more of a curve right here. I liked it better when I straightened it out. You might not see a difference, but it fits differently. My sleeves are too short, so I was kind of more careful on that. Also, I put a zipper. Let me zip it up and I'll show you. So things I like about this, I love this fabric so much. I like the pockets. I love the zipper. And I love the sleeves. If I hadn't made them too short, they need to be like an inch longer. But things I don't like how my collar turned out. It needs a button or a snap or something, but I don't know. Oh, you can't see it. Hold on. I just don't like the way that turned out. So I'll wear it. It's comfy. It's so soft, so soft. And it's a cute sweater, but it's a fail for me. Oh, I did pretty good with my pattern matching, I think, you know, right here. Isn't that good? But it's not going to be a fave. I love the fabric so much that I will wear it, but it's not as cute as the sweater that followed. So it's not exactly a fail. I love this fabric. I love the colors. I just love it. It's so soft and pretty. I just want to pet it. But I did make my sleeves too short. I just did it. I'm known for that. I make dresses too short and everything. Like everything's too short. So lesson learned. Go longer. You can always make it shorter. I just made it too short. So this is the bell sleeve from my hoodie hugs. And let me just show you the pattern. You want to see my pattern that I made? Hold on. Okay, I'm back. So this is what the pattern paper looks like. And this is my cardigan pattern that I made. This is my front facing, and I had a little back facing so that it could be on the bias if I needed it to. I didn't need it to. So I ended up, the very final cardigan that I love the most just had two pieces that kind of came down. So that's where I got to, but that's not where I started. So this was not a part of it for this cardigan. Here's the bell sleeve. I took this pocket and I redrew it from the cardigan that I made. I'll put up the pattern. I can't remember what it was. All I wanted was the pocket, and it's a basic shape. So there's that. This is my back. So cut it on the fold right here, and it sort of had this curve right here that I went ahead and removed. I just straightened it up and put a little piece of here. I mean, when you've got this paper, you can cut little pieces of paper and do anything you want. You can just basically just lay a piece of fabric down, draw it the way you want it, and cut it and tape it. So it originally had a little curve right here. I took that out. I made it smaller by this much for the black cardigan over the fleece. So if I was doing fleece again or something not as stretchy, I would add that back in. Otherwise, if they're pretty good. So that's the back. This is the front. I think I changed the neckline a lot. I just shaved it off right here because I had it kind of going like this, basically, like this, and then I don't like that part. So I shaved it off and made it kind of go bloop, and then I took off the curve. Can you see that this was the curve? And so I ended up with the front and a back. This one you don't cut on the fold, and the back you do. And then the bell sleeve and a facing. And that fixed everything that I didn't like about this cardigan. I'm keeping this cardigan. I'm wearing this cardigan. I love it too much to let it go, but it is a fail for me. I don't like this part right here. That was a mistake. So, you know, it doesn't have to turn out the very first time. This is my muslin. You know, I don't like making muslins out of like sheets and stuff because I might want to wear it. My muslin might turn out, and I'm going to wear this. And I didn't think I liked this fabric, and that's why I chose it. And sometimes it's hard because you make the muslin out of some fabric you don't like, and then you don't know, do I like the pattern or do I just hate that fabric? So I try to make it something I don't hate, and I didn't hate this. And as I was sewing with it, I started to fall in love with it. It's just like, I love this fabric. I bought it, so I must, but I've bought some fabrics I don't like. I don't know if you've done that. So this is my fail, but it ended up bringing me to success because this pattern I love. The two cardigans I showed you last week, I could make them over and over and over. I will wear them over and over, and I probably will make them over and over because that pattern is easy, it's fast, and it fits me perfect because I made it for me. And I would say my two best tools, let's do three. My number one tool would be things I've made that fit me. Like, for example, I have a t-shirt pattern. I started with a pattern, but it didn't fit me. And what I will say about that is the measurements were never going to work for my body. I have a bigger waist, and they don't take that into consideration. I don't want to do some like full belly adjustment. I just drew it out to fit me. And then I drew this and I drew that, changed the neckline. Pretty soon there was nothing about my pattern piece that I did with my pattern paper that was reminiscent of the original. So I ended up with my own t-shirt that fits just me. So if you get yourself some pattern paper, and pretty much every pattern is going to give you an element that you might want to put in something else. And pretty soon, all those pattern pieces are like a wardrobe of pattern pieces. I'm kind of having fun thinking about that. And, you know, just bringing that one pocket over. Why reinvent a pocket when I loved this pocket? I loved it. Anywho. So that's the cardigan fail. But I actually love it. It's just not, it wasn't, you know what I mean? Okay, so someone asked me on a recent video to show my process in choosing. What comes first, the pattern or the fabric? I guess we're all different in that. And I think for me, the pattern comes first and then the fabric. So I choose what I'm going to make, and then I go shopping it, and I'm looking at my fabrics right behind you. I'm looking up there and I'm thinking, what do I want to make this out of? So I think for me, the pattern always comes first. It just does. So which comes first to you, the pattern or the fabric? So I was looking at my fabric. I'm just looking through my fabric stash. I have so many great pieces that I really want to make, but I've kind of been looking through this, and I think this one kind of hiding down here is the one I want to make next because it's sweater. It's a sweater fabric, and I won't want to make that in the spring. So let me pull that out and let's just see what it's going to become. So I decided to look up there and I saw this. And this I have had 2 seasons. This is the 2nd season I've had this in my stash. And it's sweater. It's a sweater fabric. And I won't wear this in the summer. I won't make it in the spring. I need to make it right now because I didn't make it last winter and I didn't make it this winter. And so this time, the fabric came first. So what's it going to be, you know? I'm not used to doing that. I'm not used to looking at the fabric and saying, what do you want to be? And I'm still not sure. But all I knew is my process on trying out a new pattern is to do this, is to make it with something I don't love. And then once I figure it out and that I do love it or I reject it. And if I do love it, then I go to the fabric I wanted it in originally and I make it. So I wanted to skip that part. I just don't want to sit down and figure out a new pattern right now. So I went through and looked at all my makes. Love this, and I have not made this in long sleeve. And this can be long as a dress and shorter as a tunic. And it's made for stretch. And it says right here, moderate stretch knit, sweatshirt fleece, French terry. I happen to know sweatshirt fleece is not a 4-way stretch usually. It's it's stretchy, but it's moderate. And this is moderate. It is stretchy this way, very much. This way, not hardly at all. So I didn't want it to be something that needed super stretchy jersey kind of, you know what I mean? So I'm thinking of doing it in this. There's so many things I love about this. I've made 2 dresses and a top. I'm going to try the long sleeve this time, and we'll see. It depends on if I have enough. I have 3 yards. And yeah, none of these views take more than 3 yards, so I'll still have leftovers. So that's my plan. So that's a little bit of how my brain thinks. I just want to use this fabric. It is so pretty. Let's just take a look at it. Shall we? Oh my gosh. I just love this. It's so pretty. Isn't that pretty? So it'll go this way. Love it. It's soft. It's very pretty. There's still a lot of winter left. There's still a lot of winter left. So I get a lot of wear out of this. So let's see. That's my sewing. I also have a fun collab in the works. Hush, I can't tell you, but I'm really excited about it. And it's fun because, you know, you go through this whole planning stage and, you know, you're talking back and forth about the things you're going to do. And I'm not ready to announce it yet, but it's going to be so fun and something I've been wanting to make. Another thing I've been wanting to make. So that's going to be cool. I have a few, like, things I meant to share last time, no, just one thing, which is someone asked, did my daughter do a Christmas card this year? So thank you so much for remembering that little thing that we do in our family. And in case you're new or haven't seen my channel since last Christmas, my daughter and her little family, even before the kids were born, they do a funny Christmas card picture with my husband as the artiste. If you don't know, my husband is a photographer. That's his living. He has a little studio in our little town, and he does all kinds of photography, and he is a master at shooting the picture and editing the picture. And so this Christmas card is all in fun and involves quite a bit of Photoshop, but it's so cute. So I'm just going to run you through the last few pictures, and then I will show you this year's because it's cute. So cute. Aren't those fun? Oh my gosh. If you go on Pinterest and do funny Christmas cards, some of those show up. So it's been around. It's been around, and she does a countdown every year and shows them, and it's getting long. We're running out of ideas. We ran out of ideas years ago. We're still trying to figure stuff out, and like this one came up at the last minute. They were going to do something else, and it just turned out. So we're still kicking. Who knows? I don't know. We're like, we've done all the best ideas. Oh my gosh. I'm just looking out the window. We had a big round of rain in Northern California where I live, and it was all over the news, so you probably saw everything I would show you anyways. But I did take a little bit of video of our town near me that is Jackson. So let me just show you a little bit of the excess water we had last week. I've seen it before. This happens, you know, those same places always flood, same. But it was really a lot of water, a ton of water. And I will say I've seen it worse. So, you know, the news dramatizes everything. Up here, we're used to it. Now, San Francisco, I haven't seen that kind of flooding in San Francisco, like, I don't know, ever. So there's places that have had some really bad stuff. But it was here, it was like we've had a bad storm before. However, it is stormy right now. The wind is crazy. If you look out behind me, I don't know if you can see, the wind is going crazy right now. You can just hear the storm coming in. We live in the forest, lots of pine trees, some oaks, and they are just whipping around, and it's that roaring sound, almost like an ocean when the wind comes, and it's beautiful. My husband is sitting out on the deck listening to it right now. I might go join him after this video because it's so pretty. Love a good storm. Just love it. It's beautiful. Our ground is saturated. The water's receded. Our little creek has gone way down. Our driveway's gone way down. These are pictures I've showed you. All those places have gone way down, but it's saturated and we are about to have another storm. So who knows? You know, it could be big or it could not. You just never know. But I will keep you updated. So that's our flooding, and we live on a hill. So while it might be transportationally challenging to get out with roads down, and you know, we just don't want to go anywhere if we don't have to. Trees fall over and flooding and skidding, and if we don't have to go anywhere, we won't. Just stay off the roads. That's what I always feel like. But our house is not going to flood. I mean, I say knock on wood, but we have good drainage. We're on a hill, that kind of thing. So I hope you had a wonderful holiday season. And what's next? Get back to life, get back to projects, sewing. I love just getting back to my life, which is this room and sewing. Oh my gosh, I need to share something with you. Last week I talked about decluttering, and you guys gave me some great resources. But the first person who gave me a resource, and I can't remember your name, so I'm going to just post it, told me about a book. And I got that book like right away. Like, I read the comment and I went and looked at the book, and I'm like, yeah, I want that book. I have bought books. I've watched videos. I've looked at blog posts. I want to declutter. And this lady in this book is speaking to me. Like, this particular, she gets me. She gets me. It's like I'm halfway through the book and we haven't even started decluttering yet. But oh my gosh, the mood is there. Like, I think it's a change of thought process, and she's leading me right to it. Because I've said many times, is this item worth the real estate it's going to take up in my house? Is this item, this item, this item. And yet I have all this stuff that I don't want. And she gets me. So I feel less guilty just knowing that I'm not alone here, and I'm going to fix it. And I'm really looking forward to just having every room be as happy as this one. It's like, I like my kitchen, my dining room, my living room, my bedroom, my bathrooms. For me, it's just these 2 extra rooms that I don't go in very often, so it's full of junk. And I also have the storage shed that's full of stuff. So it's like out of sight, out of mind. And that was one of her things. It's what's visual, what you can see is the first thing you declutter. So I'm going to leave those doors open to those rooms, and I'm going to start making them lovely. And stuff's going to leave this house. So thank you for sharing. Everything you guys shared, thank you so much for sharing. Decluttering is going to happen. And I'm really happy about it. Like, I already told my husband, you're going to have to get on board with this. We just have to get rid of some of this stuff. We just have to. I totally remember not having much, you know, and when we were young, it wasn't like young people today seem to have way more than we ever had. We didn't have much. And as I started accumulating stuff, all of it became precious to me. And so it's really hard to just let it go. And now more stuff has come into my house than has left. So it just builds up. It's the same with fabric, right? You collect these patterns, these fabrics, and if you never ever get rid of any of them, they just build up on you. And so I'm keeping a lot less scraps. It's just not worth the real estate to have these scraps that aren't big enough to make a t-shirt. If it's not big enough to make a t-shirt, I'm getting rid of it. And then I have a pile of scraps that are big enough to make a t-shirt. I will make the t-shirts and then we're done. I'm not keeping scraps. I'm so glad I don't have any hobbies that include scraps because it's too hard. And for a clutterer like me, it's impossible. So thank you again for that. And my New Year's is going to be a whole releasing of stuff. I'm so excited about it. Thank you for all the comments. I really read every comment. I'm loving that. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. So thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you so much. And I'll see you next time. Bye now. Here comes the rain. Just getting started. So I got to get a last doggy walk in. It's way too windy out here. We're afraid branches are going to fall on us. Got that last doggy walk in, and now it can go ahead and rain. We're ready. This is a PS. I fixed it. I was watching the video and I just had this flash of what if I turned that facing under, that collar under, and made it a facing. See that? So it's just tacked down. And now it's just like, this is not a fail anymore. Because the only thing I didn't like about it was that collar. Collar's gone. It's saved. Don't you love that? See you next time. Bye.